Yo, 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 we chillin', ooh, 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 ooh. So let's talk weed for a minute here. Let's talk weed. My my phone's almost out of battery, so I hope it lasts. But when it comes to like the pot community, and I was definitely one, right? A lot of the weed community, I don't like to use labels, I really don't, because everybody is just me and I am everything, but a lot of the weed community, right, is hippies, right, like the quote-unquote like hippies, right, and a lot of these hippies, as they are called, you know, they are just what they are, but a lot of these hippies are all for the non-GMO and organic foods and you know, trying to live holistically and minimalism. They're all, we don't need anything in this world, and we're working and we're slaves, and we don't really need anything, and all this, and yet they smoke hybridized GMO weed that they slave for, that they pay for, that is completely unnecessary and is the complete opposite of living a minimalist life. Minimalism means, you know, living a lifestyle that you get what you need and nothing more. You don't need weed. I used to think that I did. Trust me, I used to think that I did. You don't. It's a joke. You don't need weed. You don't need any type of, you don't, it's just like it's just like any other herb. It's just like any other herb. Do you need basil? Can you go a year without eating basil? Yes. It's an herb. It's the same thing. So, and this was me too. Don't, you know, so don't take it all personal. Like, I was the same way. I was like all towards the organic and being environmentally friendly and all these things. First of all, if you're environmentally friendly, then why would you want to rip a plant out of the ground, dry it, and light it on fire and have the smoke go into the air? You know? Let's really think about this and break it down. It's all hybridized weed. It's almost all of it is grown in a basement, unless you're from Cali or something. I mean, there's exceptions, but even if it's not grown in a basement, it's still hybrid. It's all hybridized weed. It's not the weed that was here before we came. It's all hybridized. It really is a drug now. It really is a drug now because we've taken something and like isolated it, and we've combined it and hybridized it and to make it something that it's really not. So you can't really talk that organic shit or that minimalist shit if you're smoking weed. Honestly, you can't, unless you're growing it yourself in your backyard and you're growing non-hybridized weed that, you know, which who's doing that? You're not doing that. You know, once again, don't take it personal. This is how I used to think. And now that I've become more mature, for one, you don't need it. That's the most, like, if there's anything that I could say, you don't need it. So you're going to work, right? Compensating for the emotions that you give off at work for something that you don't even need in the first place, and then you're gonna have to work more because you just bought this weed for 20 bucks, 40 bucks, whatever, however much money it is, you know. And it's a never-ending cycle, and you can't be on that organic. You can't be all talking all organic while you're smoking hybridized weed. It's not even getting the sun element. It's not getting the wind element, right? It's not even getting real water or earth. The soil has been fertilized with who God only knows. I'm sure. Why wouldn't it be fertilized with like some garbage? They don't give a shit about your look. Corporations care about one thing: profits. Okay, they don't care about consciousness. They care about profits. People that grow weed are going to do whatever they can do to make it grow the fastest and get the most profits. Okay, maybe there's a few people out there that really do it organically and they have a market for that. but the chances are you're not getting it. You're not getting that. You're not getting that. You're getting it from fake lights. It's the same if you were to grow all your food in your basement. If you grew all your food from fake lights, from Miracle Grow dirt or whatever, you know, from tap water. Do you think the people put filters on these, on their, when they water their weed plants? They don't put filters on that shit. You know, they don't. It's not natural. It's not natural, and that's the biggest thing that people say is it's natural. How is it natural? You tell me how growing weed in a basement is natural. Growing weed in a basement with fake lights, with a fan that needs to blow wind around because there's no real wind like this. You see this real wind. Okay, what do plants need? It needs the 4 elements, right? Earth, wind, water, fire. Earth, wind, water, fire. It needs the 4 elements. The weed that we're getting nowadays has all 4 of those elements are not there anymore. The earth, meaning the soil, is not it's not the real soil. It's not planted in its natural environment, right? Earth, the wind, the oxygen, it's not even getting like real oxygen, you know. It has a fan blowing, you know. The water is not filtered. It's not like coming from a cloud, which is distilled water, right? And then the fire, the sun, it's just getting fake light. All right, lost it. But yeah, that's really what it comes down to. You can't be on that organic. Like, that's great. I think that's a great point of view to want everything organic, but understand, overstand that the weed is not organic nowadays. Even if it is grown outside in the right soil and all that, it's still hybrid. Hybrid, meaning they take one plant and they fuse it with another plant. It's hybrid. So, man, that's what it comes down to. We're addicted to crystals at the end of the day, and that's a whole nother video. But we're addicted to crystals. We're addicted. You're watching me through a crystal right now, a LCD screen, a liquid crystal display. We're addicted to these things: salt, sugar, THC, crystals. The internet, crystals, liquid crystal display. It's all crystals. We are light. I'm taking it deep, yo. I'm taking it deep. It's got to go there. We are light vibrating at a certain frequency. What are crystals? Crystals are gateways of where light can travel through, right? So we either become crystallized or we come back to our true self. And our true self doesn't need the crystals. Doesn't need the crystals, man. So yeah, that's a whole video in itself. But the point is that, you know, I used to be that way. I used to be so, you know, you eat organic food and you try to be all healthy and live minimalist and break away from the system, and then yet you spend your paycheck on absolute garbage weed that was grown in a fucking basement. God only knows whose basement. God only knows. You don't know what kind of water they use, what kind of soil they use. They could be using pesticides, herbicides, and I used to even, like, you know, I'd look into all my food and make sure all my food is good, and I'd be getting filters for my water and doing all these things, and then I would go buy a bag of weed for $20 and smoke it into my lungs and not even think about it. Not even think about it. And yet I would wash my strawberries with vinegar and water to get rid of the pesticides, but I would be smoking something that God only knows. God only knows. So it's one, you know, and then once again, you could eat it. That'd be the best way to do it. That'd be the most natural way to do it. Make like a tea or something like that, but that's still hybrid. It's still hybridized weed. If you can even find weed that isn't hybridized, I'd be very surprised. I really would. because it's all tainted. Just like the food industry is tainted, the weed industry is completely tainted. So, just a few thoughts from the brain. Just a few thoughts from the brain. Just a few thoughts from the brain. Yeah, what else can I say? I don't know. Most people don't know. I'm not saying you're a hypocrite because you probably don't even realize it. I didn't even realize I was being so hypocritical. I didn't even realize. But it's hypocritical, you know? You can't be on that organic shit and then be consuming. I mean, smoke in general. Smoke in general is not healthy. Smoke. Walk into a burning building and breathe. There's a reason why you cough. We're meant for oxygen. Alright? So, leave your comments, subscribe for more, leave me your feedback. What do you think? I mean, you can disagree, but what is there to say? Unless you're growing your own weed, it's non-hybridized, and you're eating it, and you're not eating it every single day, and like you're not addicted, then, and you're treating it like any other herb, which no one does. So, and this video is for addiction anyway. It's not for people that smoke once every year or whatever. So, alright, man. Good video. Peace out.